Welcome to Weather Impact Live. I am 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist James Gregorio, and we've got another pretty jam-packed show for you. A lot going on in the Bay Area. We got the St. Pete Indy car race. We're also Formula One car race, I should say. So a lot going on here. Great stuff, not only in St. Pete, in Tampa, in the Bay Area. Strawberry Festival, lots happening here. So let's take a look right behind me here, and you know what? You can see the picture, and it is, the folks are getting out there on the grandstand, getting ready for the car races, so just some awesome stuff. All right, let's go to the maps first and foremost. Here's the story, and as we head to the maps, radar picture showing us that we do have a few showers lingering well south of the area for the most part. So you can see the shower activity pretty much south of Port Charlotte. So not a huge issue here, but in and around that Port Charlotte area, just a little north of Fort Myers as well. So again, this line extending through portions of Port Charlotte on over to Fort Myers. So, you know what, on over towards, I should say, the East Coast, north of Fort Myers, on over to Fort Pierce, I should say. So a few of those showers are with us, but the latest scan really, as we head a little further northward, is very, very quiet. Latest radar scan in and around the Bay Area. So as we move to Bradenton, Sarasota, all really, really very quiet. So no issues here. We had the heavy rain that came through, but continuing to push out of here. All right, so here's the story. Current visibilities, they're fantastic. So 10 miles from Crystal River to Lakeland, all looking good as well. So nothing for the most part to really worry about in through this portion of Florida. So again, shaping up really well. Visibility is much, much better. Futurecast as we roll in towards the afternoon hours, 1 o'clock, 1:15, 2 o'clock. You can see we're in the mid 70s, but the rain, unfortunately, it's heavy. I mean, granted, pretty much all of Florida has some level of drought. So for the folks in Fort Pierce and a little further southward in towards Jupiter, this is good news here. This is all heavy rain and maybe some storms as well. This is, by the way, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30, 3 o'clock. You can see a little bit of that rain. And we get a little bit that essentially tries like swooping down pretty much from sort of that Crystal River area, but doesn't really start to blow up until around Lakeland and Orlando along the I-4 corridor, and then moving off to the east at that point as well. So, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you can see almost a little gust front trying to form in here, moving from east to west, or moving from kind of northeast to southwest, I should say. So let me get rid of the telestrations, and you can see by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, a few clouds try to develop. We move in towards early tomorrow morning. And midday tomorrow, fantastic here. So Sunday is your better beach day. Sunday is your better pool afternoon. As we move in towards early Monday morning, things are still quiet as well, which is certainly good news as we head in towards Monday afternoon. And an easterly wind is going to help kind of warm us up a little bit here. And, it's kind of a moderated, airflow into the Bay Area. All right, temperatures at the hour. Gulf temp up to 63, West Chase at 69, Lakewood Ranch at 71. The warm air essentially south of the area. So the cold front really hasn't come through there yet. It doesn't make much of a difference, really. There's very little cold air with it. So Sarasota at 74, Lakewood Ranch at 71, Wauchula at 74 as well. That's one of the same thing with Frostproof. Those are some of the warmer spots. All right, the Grand Prix of St. Pete here. We're going to see high temperatures. Will we get to near 80 degrees? Now, this is the warmest model depiction I've seen for high temperatures today. 80 may be a little ambitious. I think we're looking at more like 76, 78 degrees as we move in towards portions of St. Pete towards the Grand Prix. So speaking of that, let's take a look. Let's take one of our live looks at St. Pete here of the Grand Prix. And you know what? It is shaping up pretty nicely. You can see it's a little cloudy there, but I don't know. If I'm outside at a ball game, if I'm outside sitting in the sun in these bleachers or in the grandstand, I don't want full-on sunshine. So, in terms of racing, I think the conditions are fine. They're certainly dry, and you're not sitting out in full-on sunshine. Now, a couple hours later, you might be, but enjoy the little reprieve while we have it outside as well. So another live look. It's not all gravy. We have some issues here. One of those issues is Alligator Alley. Let's take a look at that as well. And I think Jenny was talking about this before. This is 29, Route 29, where it looks like they're diverting folks off of 29. But it looks like they perhaps have some cruisers out there as well. So the wildfire in Alligator Alley is still burning. It is still not contained. It's a 30,000 acre brush fire burning just north of this area inside Big Cypress National Preserve, and over 150 personnel have been assigned. Last we checked, the containment still sits at 0. So starting today, the Florida Highway Patrol has closed State Road 29 all the way to US 41. The only traffic being allowed through right now is for residents who have not yet evacuated the area. So again, most of us are seeing improvements. However, that fire not contained. Hopefully we'll get some of that rain to move down in towards Alligator Alley and in towards 75 and hopefully bring some relief. That is a very sensitive ecosystem. The Florida Panther National Wildlife Refuge is there, as well as, Florida is home to so many varied species, and a lot of them call the Everglades home. So we want to put that fire out sooner than later, and hopefully we will get some containment there as well. So that is certainly something that we're hoping for. Do we have any rain in the forecast? And the answer really is, after today, not a whole lot here. So we're going to jump into our future cast here. Bear with me for a second. There it is. We can go back to the maps. And you know what? As we head in towards the next couple days, things are pretty quiet. So as we roll through later today, showed you this at the top, no more significant rain really into tonight. And then in towards tomorrow morning, you can see that things are pretty quiet as well. So rainfall forecast is pretty sparse, unfortunately, and we're not talking about much of it as we head into the next couple of days. So in fact, we take a look here. Expected rain, really none Sunday, none Monday, probably none Tuesday, and it's only about a 20% chance as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. So we would love to get a handle on that wildfire, but again, that does not seem to be especially forthcoming. So just be mindful and be super careful. Practice safe anti-wildfire techniques. The biggest one of that is not throwing cigarette butts out a car window. All right, so as we zoom on in here, as we roll from today and towards tomorrow, there could be a little more moisture, but you see, Arcadia, 4/100ths of an inch, Lakeland, 4/100ths, Polk City, not even 1/10 of an inch. So that rain is super duper sparse, and obviously the drought continues to roll along. Drought conditions have been widespread, pervasive here. All of Florida, the entire state has some level of drought. The most significant drought is shaded in red, where it's extreme, so not quite at the most horrendous level of exceptional, but extreme drought extends all the way from the Bay Area, a little further southward, down in towards, Fort Myers, and then points to the south as well, even, down in towards almost to the Keys. So the Keys are not in this, but I would think Florida, and safe to say, as a state, Florida has some of the highest level of drought across the United States here. So as we, I'm going to bring you back to the beginning of this, and we'll show you the top of this if we can get there, and it looks like we're probably not going to get there. All right, so let's jump right in to the travel forecast real briefly here, and there is some snow. We've had snow, and there's more snow potentially on the way for some points of the lower 48. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some problems the snow has caused as well as some evacuations. We'll have those details coming up on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Right now, Massachusetts and Rhode Island are getting help digging out. We have reporters in both states showing how much the relief means to local crews and neighbors. Take a look.
This was not dissimilar to 78, and because of the hurricane force winds and because of the amount of snow that fell over the course of 24 hours, 36 hours in some instances.
Some here will tell you 40 inches of snow fell in Fall River, and 4 days later, they are still digging out.
100 pieces from upstate New York, which most of them are the ones that are here now. They're helping us out. It's a big undertaking. It's the most snow we've got. I was around for 78 when we got whatever it was, around 30 inches. But this was a lot more.
MassDOT crews are still blowing snow from Route 3 to make it wider. Residents in Fall River are still opening up their neighborhoods, and members of the Mass National Guard are still in Duxbury helping with medical emergencies.
Things are starting to look a little bit better here. We got warm weather moving in, and some pretty significant clearance has helped open up a lot of the roads.
We're here for as long as it takes to get this done. We're not going to abandon you, and we're going to make sure that we get your roads open so you guys can get around and move around.
Progress on the cleanup. Out-of-state plows making a dent in Cranston and Pawtucket. Rhode Island city workers say it's helping.
If they're bringing on the extra equipment, it will expedite the system. Just on crosswalks alone, 3 loaders and like 6 trucks.
Ronald Cradell lives in Cranston, his wife confined to a wheelchair.
Did a plow come by today? How have these streets been plowed? When did they get plowed?
The only time I saw the plow was in the middle of the night, and it was just down the center.
Governor McKee admitted that local communities didn't have enough resources.
The capacity for the state to do the state roads and everything else, we had that. But the capacity for the local communities to deal with this magnitude, they didn't.
But Ronald says he doesn't blame them.
It was a major blizzard, and everybody's in the same predicament. So I'm not going to throw stones in any direction. I think they're doing what they can, but you make do.
He's grateful that the plows are finally coming down his street.
Where have you been all my life?
Bulldozer never looks so good, right? But the snow is creating some problems and some collapses as well. Students at a Massachusetts elementary school were evacuated to a different school yesterday. Officials are concerned that all of the snow built up on the roof, that it could cause it to collapse. Reporter Samantha Cheney has a closer look at that issue.
Students and staff evacuated from Plymouth River Elementary School were transferred to Hingham High School for class after the school superintendent says there were signs of structural stress on its roof, now packed with snow from the blizzard.
The building inspectors probably know that they're getting close to their weight limit.
The roof into the gutter systems.
Andrew Spalt called the decision to clear out the school wise.
If the roof fails and something like that, that could be catastrophic.
Because he understands the risk that heavy snow brings. For 40 years, he's built a business dedicated to removing it.
If you had a school that doesn't have, especially a flat roof, where that snow is just going to sit and sit and sit.
He says even the smallest amount can become overwhelming.
This area right here are probably about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds of snow. definitely be. I mean, underneath this deck, you can actually see there's a little bit of a bow.
And in the worst case scenario,
I mean, with kids under it buried in snow, I mean, it's like an avalanche with lumber and debris on top.
to avoid a collapse like the one seen earlier this week at the vacant former Sacred Heart High School in Kingston, officials say Hingham's school facilities team and roofing specialists are working to clear the snow quickly.
Definitely important, especially as they mentioned in that story with flat roofs. And there's another one there. You see that roof collapse as well. That was in Massachusetts. I'm not sure what that facility was, but too much snow, too much weight caused panels in that roof to collapse here. So that is a concern and something with the folks in New England are dealing with as well. Look at that roof. That thing is just caved in. I don't know if that's Virginia. I guess that is Virginia. So yeah, not good news there. Thankfully, we've got better news on the way. We've got some warming news heading our way as well. That's Arizona. Is that snow in Arizona? Maybe northern Arizona. Flagstaff, yeah. So something like that. So I can't read the county there in the top right-hand corner, but Saline County. So yeah, look at that. So it looks like the, rodeo area. Oh, wow. Look at that. Thankfully, there were no animals under that. So yeah, and a lot of those are basically glorified barns. So that structure, I'm sure, was not particularly reinforced, kind of metal roof, but it looks like there's some steel in there. So, wow, that's a little surprising, a little unsettling here. So in Saline County, Arizona. So these are the problems that too much snow can certainly cause. Let's come back to the maps here. We'll take a look at that travel forecast. And, I think the favored precip variety over the next few days, not going to be snow. It's going to be rain. Look at some of that rain moving out of Little Rock in towards the Tennessee Valley, into the Ohio Valley by Monday evening. Pretty decent system. There is a little bit of snow with it on the northern side. So north and central Jersey, portions of Pennsylvania, down in towards the Southern Tier Expressway of New York State will start off as a little bit of snow. And then that transitions into rain. Look at that temperature. St. Louis, Missouri, it's 67, 4 o'clock. Tuesday afternoon. D.C. is at 51, and even Syracuse and Boston warm up above the freezing mark. Tuesday, 7 o'clock in the evening, they're above the freezing mark, and then here comes that line. And then watch what happens as we head into Thursday and Friday. There's more rain on the way, but it's wet. It's not white. And D.C.'s at 63. Washington, D.C., Friday, 6 a.m. is warmer than Wilmington, North Carolina, and almost as warm as Knoxville. And then we head in towards Saturday. Let me just rewind that a little bit. Look at that. Friday at 5 p.m. Excuse me, Washington, D.C. is at 71 degrees. 3 o'clock in the afternoon at 71. So nice little warm up heading that way in the east. So certainly something that they have been wishing for. And as we head into the next couple days, you can see the cold here with this pattern starting to sort of eject out, moving across Canada into New York. This is Monday into Tuesday into Wednesday, and the warm air starting to take shape and starting to slide off to the east a little bit. All right, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about this, and we're going to talk about some of the warm air, which has created some problems in Alabama as well. We'll talk about it all coming up after this.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30 right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You're watching Weather Impact Live. I am 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist James Gregorio. In central Alabama, got hit with strong storms Thursday afternoon. It brought with it hail and flooding and a tornado that touched down in Trussville. Meteorologists confirmed yesterday it was a high-end EF0 that was responsible for the damage to dozens of homes. Now, the enhanced Fujita scale, the EF scale, very similar to the Saffir-Simpson scale. So, although on the tornado scale, the what used to be Fujita scale, now the enhanced Fujita, the EF scale, does start at 0. The Saffir-Simpson scale starts at 1. So there's a category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the tornado side, it's EF0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you actually have an extra digit. You actually have an extra layer of classification on the tornado scale. So you're watching some video there just to explain that a little bit to you. So some severe weather. 'Tis the season, no doubt. So police officers out there, it looks like power is out. There it is. There's your utility crews trying to get out there and restore power as well. And look at the rain coming down here. So that was posted on Storyful, I guess. So you could see that heavy rain, gusty winds, as well as severe weather in through Alabama on Thursday. All right, let's talk about the cold, everybody, and or lack thereof. As you can see, the warm air does continue to push through the south. So again, that warm pocket of air continues to roll through southern portions of the south from Texas on over towards the north and east. And that sort of flattens out a little bit as we head in towards Thursday. That big ridge of higher pressure starts to kind of move on in there. There it is. There's our ridge right there. It's sort of, there as well out in the nation's midsection. And then there's a little dip of some cooler air. So a good chunk of the lower 48 really is going to warm up nicely Thursday into Friday as we head in towards next week. And there it is. So the cold air, let me sort of erase this a little bit if I can. The cold air stays confined, up here in through Montana, in through portions of the South Dakota, North Dakota, Canada as well. And all the warm air is allowed essentially to zip up behind all of this. And that's into Saturday, into Sunday, into Monday as well. So nice pattern change. Nice reprieve in through portions of, again, the East Coast, certainly shaping up a little bit better there as well. So, shaping up nicely in through portions of, the East and the Northeast as well. All right, so shower chance today. The chances are minimal. Clouds otherwise early as we move in towards tonight. 60 going to do it. All of this under a partly cloudy sky. And then tomorrow, 79 is that high temperature under mostly sunny skies. And as mentioned, tomorrow is the better day of the weekend. But today's really not too shabby. It is shaping up a little bit better today. And we are talking about improving conditions. Look at that 7-day forecast. Says that, again, your Sunday is the better beach day, is the better pool day. Monday and Tuesday both look good. High temperatures in the lower 80s. So Wednesday's probably the rock star of the week. Well, Tuesday's not too shabby either. And then Thursday and Friday, warmer yet, low to mid 80s perhaps. But we do introduce a shower chance as we head in towards Thursday and Friday as well. So just be mindful of this as we head into the end of the week. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. I am 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist James Gregorio, and this concludes your Saturday edition of Weather Impact Live. I hope you'll join me right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll see you then.